What up? It's Buddah Bless's beat, multi-platinum, Grammy-nominated producer. I'm here with TmrO. Let's do it.
For those who don't know, you come from by way of New York down to Atlanta.
Motherfucker did his research.
But tell the people who might not know just a little bit about what it was like growing up in New York. I know you got started with the drums.
Yeah, drum and keys.
Drum and keys, yes. Go into like your
I'll
earliest.
bring that up.
Okay.
But I was raised down here. I was born in Long Island, New York, Hempstead, New York. Shout out Strong Island. I moved to Atlanta when I was like 6 or 7. And I would go back to New York every summer to be with my dad. My dad stayed in Harlem, so I spent a lot of my summers in Harlem. And that kind of, like being from New York helped give me the sound, like how they used to take the soul samples or, you know, they used to take things from that. That's where they kind of pulled from. So I kind of took that and mixed it with trap, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how we get the Buddah Bless beat sound. You mix it, my grandmama and my grandfather music with Gucci Mane drums, you know what I'm saying? And it's, or, you know, like the trap young sound is just the best of both worlds. Like I'll have a record to come out and my grandfather be like, "That's what's his name? You was going through my records." You know what I'm saying? So shout out Brutus too.
So did you like the music your parents listened to?
I loved it. Yeah. My mom was like, she was like a Stephanie Mills type, Gladys Knight, Mary J. Blige. That was my mom. Drew Hill. That was my mom. She kind of was like on that side. My dad is like straight Earth, Wind and Fire, like Earth, Wind and Fire, everything. He also like, you know, Marvin Gaye. I remember he bumped the Marvin Gaye album a lot. Yeah, my grandmother, my grandma had her records. Her most stuff was mostly church stuff, but my grandfather, his collection of music was like crazy. Like when I say crazy, I mean crazy. Bobby Womack, James Brown. We love James Brown. That was a dude. Anything you could think of, Four Tops, Temps, Jacksons. Me and my brother used to just be flipping through there. When I started making beats, I would go in his CD cases because back then you had to put the CD in and burn it to iTunes, and then you could sample it that way. So, you know, yeah.
Do you remember your first like musical memory in terms of like when a song like touched you or hit you? Do you remember the artist or do you remember the song, like something that's like that left like a profound kind of difference for you?
Yep. My first favorite song, it was Cam and Mace, Horse and Carriage. That whole Cam'ron Confessions of Fire album. That was my first. Like I used to take, cause in the picture in the album he had the like the sledgehammer. So I used to take pictures as a kid, like, why you standing like that? But I used to be like this. But I was holding the sledgehammer, I was Cam'ron. I used to play that Horse and Carriage, like my mom used to like, turn that damn song off. Cause I used to like just repeat it, replay it over. I would play the other parts of the album, but Mace was like he was cool to me. I used to like Mace a lot. So that was my first favorite song. And we're gonna ride. Yeah, that was my first favorite song.
Take us through how it went from listening to your parents, your old man's music, your mom's music, and then what was the process of you starting to actually pursue music outside of just listening to it?
Well, my aunt, my mom's sister, she married my Uncle Joe. And my Uncle Joe, he was a music producer. You know, like it was one Thanksgiving, he just had Fruity Loop. I didn't know where it was, like Fruity Loop 2, like that. We on 24 now, but it was like Fruity Loop 2 or 3. It was just like, what you doing? Like, really, my brother was like, just looking at him like, what you doing? So I'm looking at my brother, you know, just do it. I'm like, what you doing? He's like, I'm making the beat. You know, and me and my brother always was like in competition. Like, I could do everything better than he. It was just me and my brother, we were real close in age. So at that point, I didn't even touch it. One summer we went, because my aunt stayed in Jersey. We went to Jersey. My brother started making the beat again. You know, he was like, I remember mentioning that last time. So I got on there just trying to like be better than him. And I remember we made like 7 beats. We made 3 by ourselves and 1 together. Like, it's my first time ever making beats. And his was better than mine. He sampled his Earth, Wind and Fire. Dun, 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 dun. He made a whole beat around that, and it was like, I don't know, but he wouldn't. I don't know. He probably wasn't even in competition. He just wanted to make good music. But I'm like I just took it more serious. I really wanted it. It wasn't all. I love music, but like me getting on Fruit Loop, I guess you could say it was just competition with my big brother. But my Uncle Joe, he was taken to the studio. He used to. He had artists signed A plus from up. He's from New York. He's from Long Island too. A plus. He was signed to Universal and Kadar. You know what I'm saying? So they knew different things in the industry and like. A plus used to be on Jenny Jones and different stuff like that. And I'm just seeing the clips and like, the records my uncle had. And it's just starting to like, I just wanted to get that. I just wanted to get that. I wanted to get that. So I started, making beats. I was in Fruity Loop. He took me to the real studio one time, like to sit behind the record, because I always could play. Like, I always could play from me and my brother being in the church. And that's how I really got into, like my Uncle Joe really got me into music. Well, got me into music production.
So huge shout out then to your brother and Uncle Joe.
I shout out my Uncle Joe for showing the way, and my brother just, he was competitive spirit. It's just like a drive. It's just like I just wanted to, or at least be as good as whatever he did. You know what I'm saying? And I never let go. Like from that day, I never stopped. I never let go. I never stopped nothing.
That's cool, man. How old were you at that time?
That time, I probably was like 8th grade.
Okay, so like 13.
13, 14. Yep, 13.
Okay, so then I do want to move forward in that direction, but I think it's important because Cannon always talks about this on Backtrack too, is how so many people got music, like their earliest musical roots from the church.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like for you, since you said you could play from a young age in the church? How did that influence your production? How did that influence your career trajectory?
Let's say sound-wise, like this is a Modex keyboard. This is like one of the, like everything I do is live. There's no quantizing. There's no, if you mess up, you gotta play it right. You know what I'm saying? But that comes from me just playing live. Like I can't, when I was in a church service, I couldn't quantize. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I just had to move your fingers. And playing in front of churches and stuff like that, that took away a lot of just shyness. Like I never was shy, but just being comfortable around large crowds, or, because me and my brother got all attention because we was, say, from the 13 and 14-year-old boys that's holding a whole church service, So that was like the church. Yeah, it also like church chord, like it's the chords that come with it. There's certain things like in there that when you play, it just touches the soul different. And I can't help but put those in my beats because those are chord progressions that I do know. But yeah, being in the church, yeah, that definitely being in the church and learning like the records, like the Stephanie Mills, the Denise Williams, like learning all of those songs, like learning that you get to playing, you like, oh, that's the same chord. They might have went there with it, but it's all the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like to where you like it makes it easy to put it in your music, or it makes it easy to create. You just play off that. So I say the soul that comes with church music. What Jermaine Dupri said, he was like, the problem with R&B music, nobody didn't go to church. He grew up in church. Like I got it when he said that. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. What you said too about how it's so important to be a student of the game and the music and listening to older records, because as someone I'm self-taught how to play the piano, so I'll just listen to something
right,
and then I'll find it.
Yep.
So I'll find my favorite songs and I play by ear,
mm-hmm,
and I'm like, oh, these chords are, like these aren't complex chords, or this melody, I'm like, this is exactly what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's super important to cultivate that understanding of what's come before, so that way you can progress.
And it also teach you, like what you were saying, it also teach you to not, like, because you used to hear these things and they sounded like these grand things, but you get to it and the simplicity of it, it almost it teaches you, like, not to overproduce. Because when I really started getting that, like, when I first started, I used to try to do Kanye West outro everything. Kanye start adding strings and everything to the end of the beat. He do it at the end of the record when he just want a great climax or something like that. That was the whole beat. It's like, bro, take that out. Being in the studio with Travis Porter too, like that was like my first. It was enough to make me quit school. like I was like, they from the neighborhood. I see them doing it. Like Nah, I see, I doing it. The engineer, he ain't go to school. He just doing it, you know. But it was like I was used to be in the studio with Strap the Fool from Travis Porter. And he would like listen to that, and he'll be like, "Hey, sorry, take that out, take that out, take that out, turn that or delete that." Like, I listen to it. I'm like, bro, you're nothing but an 808, a drum, and the piano and the hi-hat. Like, that's all you left. That hard, and I'm about to go in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that hard. And you know what I'm saying? And that also helped me to not overproduce. And I get to it. It's like I still can play my chord progressions or whatever, but being simple and not overproducing.
So you're 13. You're in New York. So you're going between New York and Atlanta this time, right?
I'm growing up in Atlanta, but summers we go with my dad, me and my brother. My dad would spend like most of the majority of the time with my dad would spend some time at my aunt and my Uncle Joe's house and then some time at my grandfather's house.
So then what was that like between 13 and when you decided you knew you wanted to quit school? Like, what was that process of finding your sound and finding your purpose to want to just do music?
It all started in high school. I guess you could say like, cause I was just like, let's just say in my radius of like high school, 1,500 kids, 1,500 people. I was the best at it. Finding my sound at that point, I was just doing what I like. I wasn't even doing everything I like because the stuff I like when I first started making beats, like I was Dr. Dre. Like I was a producer in his camp, just pushing beats out to give the 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like the sounds Dr. Dre was using at that time. I was doing it, but then I'm getting around school. Then they know I make beats. Then I'm making then I got the studio at the crib. So me and the homies, we bring some girls over. It's like, I had to cater to that. I'm in the South, man. We ain't 50, like Wayne was popping, like Wayne was Wayne at that time. Soulja Boy was snapping everywhere with that time. You know what I'm saying? T-Pain just dropped with that. You know what I'm saying? Everything he had going on. So I wanted to cater to that sound. Gucci was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the South, so I mixed both of those worlds to make the Buddah Bless his beat sound. I wasn't going to school. I just was in the studio till 5 a.m. I went to sleep at 5. I'm not waking up 6:45 for this bus. It just wasn't happening, and it wasn't like this conscious decision, like, I'm not going to school. It just was like, I woke up, it's noon, like, you know what I'm saying? And it kept being that after a while, and then, I had different things coming on. I had a son. I was so behind in school. It was like, if you to graduate, you have to do this. You're a 10th and a half grade. I was in 12th grade, like my age was a 12th grader's age, but I had the credits of a 10th and a half grader. And I'm not about to be no super senior rock right in school. So I left when I got my GED. But with my GED, I could have went to the college that I wanted to go to anyway, which is SAE Institute of Music. I went for it to the part where I think I'm like part of the problem of why they don't hand out computers and stuff no more there. Cause like once I got Pro Tools and like the Waves plugins, they gave you everything. They gave you an audio box that came with like the class curriculum thing. I got that, and I'm like, I'm going to studio with Travis Porter every other day though. I met them, one being like from the east side, Stone Mountain, that area. But Strap the Fool, like his cousin was BRS Cash, the dude who made Thorpe Baby. Right. They're like cousins, like their dads or brothers, like their actual family. So, but I was making his stuff, but he was always be around. They had another little studio on the side. They'll let y'all go over here record. We just doing our thing that way. But the whole time I'm just like watching, like, and when they would leave, like, so me and him would sleep up there. You know what I'm saying? So when they'll be up there, we sleep up there. I used to go in the sessions, like look at like the template, because like I recorded too. Like I used to make beats for BRS Cast, but I was recording. I was engineering as well. But I used to go look at it was FKI template. Shout out first. It was FKI template, and I'm like, oh, okay. He did this. He bust that. He only had 3 plugins on there. I used to have 85 plugins. He compressed it 8 times. You know what I'm saying? He just did. I seen how he did everything, so that helped with my sound. But yeah, shout out BRS Cash for bringing me around, because that also played in a part to me getting my first actual record.
Yeah, no, I feel like so much of that was obviously you had put yourself in the right place to be at the right place at the right time, and you were prepared enough to be ready for it. But a lot of that is just like you got to really soak in a lot of knowledge from some people who were doing some big things at the time.
Yeah. That meant everything. I remember one time, well, really, well, I'm like, man, I'm finna like stop school, like quit this school. I'm just gonna get in the streets and do it. One, nobody that I was watching and seeing doing it had this tip top background. I'm Pro Tools certified. Like nobody had that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's wrong to do that because some people, we learn a lot doing those things, but I just took like the more of the street way. It's like I'm watching people do it. I'm watching people make money. I'm watching, Strap had his penthouse condo, and so I just started just sleeping on the floor, being at everybody's studio, recording everywhere, any and everywhere. It was a point I didn't even really have nowhere to sleep or really where to like live really. Like it was a point my mom kicked me out. She was like, yeah, I gotta go. Like, but it was more of like, y'all gotta become men. Like
Y'all being you and
me and
your
my brother.
brother?
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember we was playing the game one day. She came downstairs like, yeah, I'm gonna give y'all 3 months like to move out. And it wasn't like no, it was just like playing the game. She just looked, went upstairs, came back down, was like, yeah, I'm gonna give y'all 3 months to move out. Like, and we like, I'm looking at him like, you took out the trash. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'm looking at him like that. But so what I used to do was I would engineer, but I would, they would pay me money, but I would just like, no matter where I was, like I would always just like work until I literally passed out. Like I would work till I passed out. And the work till you pass out thing is because like, cause it was like studio houses, like shout out Miss Lake Kell, 3KZ. Let's say when I used to work at their crib, sessions be going on all night. And it's like, I really don't got nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm doing this, like I'm mixing a song. I'm you know what I'm saying? Being tedious. Like, the gain on this, the compression slamming to I'll be that until I used to fall asleep literally like this. So when they came in, it was like, what the fuck you doing? It's like, this bro was working. And he was working on my stuff. And, they don't have like a full finished product. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I would work no matter where I went till like I fell asleep. Like
Yeah.
it was
No,
like,
I mean, like that dedication was clear,
yeah,
to those around you.
it made it made me stay in there okay. Cause it's like I fell asleep, but I fell asleep working on your project. Dang, I gotta get home. And it really ain't no home. Or my homeboy Dante, his mom used to go to work and he'll let me come over here and shower and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But then, my mom, she never like it was just get out or like, you could come home, get something to eat, shower.
No, it sounded like it was a tactical decision on her part.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
very
yeah.
much like, I see that my sons have potential. I want to see them realize that potential.
Yeah.
And I know that them being here might not be the best move for them to really actualize the things that they want to do.
Right. It was a couple of things. It was that, Then, she realizing, at that point I had a son.
And how at that time when she told you you had to
That
move
time
out?
I was 20, he was 21.
Okay. Oh, you guys are Irish twins then. Y'all are real close in age.
Yeah.
And then your
yeah.
son was, you said 3?
No, my son, if I was 21, my son was 3 at the time.
Was 3? Okay,
But
gotcha.
I had him at 18.
Okay.
No, well, he was 20, so he was 2. My brother was 21.
Okay. And then obviously your son's with you at that time too, or
Yeah, he was
Okay.
with me, my girl. Like, I'm trying to figure that stuff out, that whole little thing out. Can't really because it's like, and my girl is like, bro, get a job. And I'm like, I'm about to record him real quick. They pay me $50. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you his time. I'm just gonna give you the whole $50, or I'm gonna give you $40. I'm gonna keep 10. I'm good.
Was that hard? Was that hard at that time to try to kind of rationalize or justify to people? Because at that point, would you say that you knew that putting in them reps would lead to your success later on? Like, did you have the vision like, I'm gonna grind this out so that way I can provide? Or was it more of just like,
I had that, it had that vision. Because it was like every weekend I would take the train from Indian Creek to Fort McPherson. Anybody who's been on the Atlanta Transit, you understand, like doing that every weekend for a 16, 17, 18-year-old or a period or continually do it for years to go see my Uncle Joe. They stayed in Cat Creek at the time. And he kind of like put stuff into like a perspective, like a hustler's perspective. Like, cause I dropped out of school, right? Like I dropped out of high school, and none of my friends, like I didn't hang with the delinquent niggas. Like I didn't I'm sorry, I said, okay. I didn't hang with like, all my friends graduated. My girl graduated. Like, I was this lone wolf. Like, bro, what you mean you ain't graduating? You know what I'm saying? Like, or one time they kind of scolded me when they found out I was dropping out. You know what I'm saying? Because they was like, bro, we knew, bro, we would have been on you, bro, but we thought you was good. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and you don't do that. But my uncle always looked at it like, look, they're going to college. You're not going to college. I got a job at Sonic for a little second. I got these BS McDonald's Sonic jobs. I never worked at them for more than a month. You know what I'm saying? But he put it to me like, from 18 to 22, those are your college years. That's your college. You in the studio, you building this, you building your career, you doing your craft, you doing this. This is your 4 year. This is college. You know how college kids got to be up and bust their behinds to write a paper? Like, you got to treat it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't treat it like, oh, I'm making beats, I'm just smoking weed with them. You can't treat it like that. You got to treat it like you in college, because you're not in college. But them people are putting in them reps and learning that information to do whatever job that it is that they want to do. So I did my 4 years of college, nonstop, every day during the break. Like, they get at least to get a summer break. I didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? So I did I did that. But during that time, it was like, I had kids. My girl at the time was like, bro, get a job. When I was younger, I used to look at it like, damn, she not believing in me no more. Like, now I'm older and more mature, and she like, bro, we gotta survive. Like, bro, like, I need a roof. Like, I'm not even asking you for the best roof. I need a roof. I need a roof, bro. Like, give us like a roof. Like, she working her jobs, and I'm just like, man, just stay down. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Granted, when it did happen, she wasn't around no more. But you know what I'm saying? I never took it like, that's just, she had to fend for her kids. You know what I'm saying? She had to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and what was that moment? What was that moment where it was like, okay, I graduated, I got my diploma.
I got my diploma. I had to still, like most college kids, you get your diploma, you got to go do internship somewhere before you can even, you got to go get these many hours of experience, even after you had a degree. You know what I'm saying? So 18 to 22, I did Buddhist college, the work stuff. I flew myself 4 years. Then 2 years after that, I get a song with Tim Chainz and Drake.
So, okay. So, yeah, perfect. So at that point, I imagine it's like, okay, this is the moment I've been waiting for. This is what I've been working towards.
Yeah.
This is what a lot of people might not have seen. This is what my girl might not have seen. But like, this is just this is a taste of what's to come. So yeah, what did that?
It's a hell of a taste with Drake on it.
Of course, like, that was your first placement.
Drake, my first placement, first thing. I had different mixtape stuff, like with Strap the Fool. I had different stuff like that. A little Scrappy too, But that was just like, that was the mixtape days. Like, you didn't get paid unless it blew up, But yeah, DJ Issa, shout out DJ Issa, that's 2 Chainz DJ, who I met from being through In Street Is X with BRS Cash, and then Travis Wayne. It's like everything came back. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a relationship. When we did BRS Cash first tape for Nego Castro, DJ Issa was one of the DJs. I don't know if y'all remember back then when you had DJs actually host your tape. It was DJ, it was him, it was Outer Space, it was Iceberg, you know what I'm saying? Issa, Outer Space and Iceberg, but them, it came back, and I'm like, Issa used to have these beat shows where producers come play beats in the city. And, he knew me from my stuff. And I was plowing up there. Then I came back to him like that day. I was like, hey, bro, I'm trying to get some beats of 2 Chainz. He's like, come on, bro, throw me in there. You can win with 2 Chainz. He's like, all right, I'm gonna hit you, bro. I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna call him. He said, talk today. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna see what's up. So I'm sitting there waiting. Issa say, oh, he doing features tonight. He ain't doing that. He doing features tonight. I'm like, damn. Literally got to my driveway, and he was like, oh, he said, pull up. He said, pull up, come drop some off. He turned the car back around, went and pulled off, dropped some beats off, right? So then, I get in the studio with 2 Chainz, I'm playing beats, he going in immediately. Big Amount wasn't one of them though. It was one of the beats I left, but he was recorded on this one beat. I'm like, oh shit, with 2 Chainz now, like I got something, like that's a start, you know what I'm saying? But I say that was July 20. I remember the dates because I remember he had me on a flyer. That was February 25th. That's February 25th that happened. I got a call like in June, like or July, saying, "Hey, bro, from Issa, Drake got one on one of them songs you did with Chainz did on your beats." I'm like, what? And I swear, bro, it was like when LeBron James dunked on 3 niggas. I was in my homie Dolo house. I got up and I screamed so fucking. You would have think I got an and one. Like that was that. It's like that. Like I let it out. Like, niggas like, what the fuck wrong with you? I said, I got a song with Drake, nigga. I got a song with Drake, nigga. Nigga, I got a song with Drake, nigga. They like, yo, what? And I just ran out the house and I just drove off. And, you know, then after that, you know, they told me what beat it was. I was like, huh? That beat? You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, you know, so they told me the beat. I didn't hear the song yet. So I'm showering to this beat. I'm driving to this beat. I'm doing everything. I didn't listen to anything but this beat. Rapping like 2 Chainz and rapping like Drake. Like just styling like them, like for myself, like to see like how is this finna sound? Because I'm so geeked out about it. And then the record came out, you know, it did what it did. Then, you know, from there, you got to do it. Like when you got a song that big, your first song, you know, you got to do what you're supposed to do. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to keep working, act like it never happened. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be living in this song, basking in the glory of this song so much. Like, oh my God, this song is just changing my life. It was like when you get that high, it's like you want it again, and you want it again, and you want it again, and you want it again. You know, he dropped another song on Hibachi for Lunch, Popular Band Star Count. That was the second song I got with 2 Chainz. It was that song, yeah, that 2 Chainz, I did that with Mondo. But then Takeoff, RP Takeoff, he followed me on Twitter. And at the time I was trying to send him beats through someone mutual. I'm like, you got them beats from, what's his name? He said, hell no, send it to me. So I sent it to Takeoff, and 3 weeks later, they were in, I think it's Lagos, Nigeria. Shot a whole video, the card casting, first single release, well, besides Bad and Bougie, off of Culture One. From there, it's up. Like, from there, like, they was the hottest things on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And then they did that. Then 2 Chainz, when Pretty Girls Like Trap Music come on, Big Amount was there. He had 3 other songs. I had 4 songs. I don't think no producer had that many songs on that album. Album goes platinum. But moving around with Migos and really Quavo, like Takeoff brought me in, but Quavo was had me staying, like, you know, I never missed anything that Migos put. I missed one of Set albums. I missed 2 of Set albums. One was because of a clearance issue though, but I haven't missed anything from Culture 1, Culture 2, Culture 3, Takeoff album, both Quavo solo albums, QC Control the Streets 1, QC Control the Streets 2, something that they did with Birdman. It was, I haven't missed not one. Honcho Jack with Quavo and Travis Scott, and then now I know Travis Scott now. So, hey, Trav, I'm trying to send you beats. Da, 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 da. And then that becomes Out West, one of my biggest records. And that's Fortnite. That's TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, then that becomes one of my, you know what I'm saying? And then everything else is play off of there when you got that track record. Then they, you know, people start hitting you. You know, and I got the Young Boy. Then the Young Boy song helped me get the Kodak, and just me being who I am helped me get the Meg. You know, then being in Street is X, Dolph had ties with Street is X. Like, I don't know, they was, you know, Al and Tech was working with him, and that's me being around with Dolph, and Dolph got this new artist now. Who's this new artist? Key Glock. Like Glock was just the little bro. I remember watching him run around Atlantic Station because they stayed over there. I remember seeing Glock come out of the store with some little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like just kicking it. But then he's key Glock now. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just played off of one thing to the other.
Yeah, man. You were, I mean, like you said, you having that run and like being involved with everything that they had going on, you were integral to that sound, you know? Did it, how did it feel?
At the time, I'll be honest, I was kind of numb to it. It's like you want it so bad. Like when you see it happening and then it's happening, you don't want it to stop, so you really can't sit back and enjoy it. And I don't know if that's a good thing because it's like, no matter how many records you got, it's feeling like, I need more records. I need more records. Like, I need more records. Because as a creative, you always want to create. But it's like, it's moments that I have that I get to sit back and be like you said, how did it feel at the time? Like, it felt like I didn't have any records. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like mentally, like, you realize you got an apartment now, you got a car now, but it's like, you get to a level where you start comparing yourself to producers higher than you. Like getting on is one thing, but then you watching it, it's like, oh dang, Mike Will doing this, Sonny doing this. So it's like, oh, I ain't doing enough. I ain't doing enough. And in the whole I ain't doing enough and you making different things, when you get to sit back and look at a body of work, or like I said, look at all my plaques at the house. Like I got like 35, almost 40, well, I didn't order a few, almost like 40 plaques. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's when other people appreciate it. For me, like when my mom comes and she, her Instagram, my son, you know what I'm saying? Or, or I had a birthday, like this year, I threw a concert, and everybody came out. I had Scrappy come out, Schoolie came out, but for free now, just like off Love and GP, Kai Cash, um, Travis Porter, Sunny Digital, he came out performed. 2 Chainz came and surprised me. Now this year, this was like last month. Like 2 Chainz, like he came and performed big amount with me, bro. I'm on the stage popping it. I got a big amount. I took it this route, like confetti flying every goddamn where. That's the moment where I'm like, dang, okay, where you feel it. But while it's going on, it's like, I didn't even stop to have I told you so moments for anybody.
I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily.
Yeah,
I think you were focused at that point.
Yeah. Some people who deserved it, like for my mom, she didn't understand like beats and she didn't get it. But it's like I never had like I could have did it, but it was like as a mother, was she wrong? Watching her son drop out of school, have kids, smoking weed and stuff, getting high, like, and nothing seems like it's a whole lane. Like if she had to play the numbers, right? If she was at a casino and had to play the numbers or the probability of it happening, it's a phenomenon. I mean, 1 in the 2-3 million person. You know what I'm saying? Like most parents don't gear their kid to be that 1 in a million. Most parents build their kid to be stable. It's like you need a foundation and you have kids. Like you by yourself, cool. Figure it out. You with your stomach, but you got kids. You got 2 kids now, bro. You know what I'm saying? So she was gearing me up or setting me up to like think like fall back, this and that. So I never felt like I was right. Like I'm a parent now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is, I tell my son, go all the way, go hard. Go, you know what I'm saying? But just thinking about what's the probability of it happening, it may be higher now that I am who I am. Nepotism. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like just thinking about it,
Is there something you could define? Were there any through lines between all these different artists that like set them apart that you saw?
Yeah, everybody had a different. Everybody had it like everybody. It's like it's just like like working with Quavo, where he first being over the Migos. First time I ever got on a PJ private jet. First time I ever seen artists get a big old fat house in Miami on the ocean or on the bay, and put the studio in there and record. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 Chainz, even like the one who put me on. Like I'm watching him get a gutted out warehouse and build it up from scratch, studio, car, you know what I'm saying? Put all his cars like kitchen, like it's just seeing that part, like seeing him hustle. Like seeing him hustle, like different things like that. Like I built the studio in my house. I built something like this in my house. But just watching him build an outfit, I couldn't go get a warehouse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have, but you know, I got property, whatever you want to call it. But just seeing different stuff like that, or even with working with Meg. Meg flew me, OG Parker, and Lil Ju made the beat to Jamaica. All expenses paid. I'm trying to work in Jamaica, y'all. Let's go work on my album. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. Like, that was cool. Like, that was cool as hell, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working with Dolph. Dolph was the most, like, big bro type. Like, just like, he's just like big bro. I didn't feel like I'm around young Dolph. It's just like, that's big bro. You know what I'm saying? Or Dolph, we had the Let's Get High video, or I Believe I Can Fly video, with Snoop Dogg. He had me in L.A. at the Snoop compound smoking with Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a bucket list shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, every artist, man, I appreciate bringing me in their process. Young boy, he was into, like, welcoming. Like, I played him a beat. He said, I like it. Send it to me. And it was like, bro, you listen to 10 seconds of this heat. And he listened to the 2 seconds of the other beats, but he really was listening. Like, he just know what he want. Like, to the first listen, he know what he want, like, whether he like it or not. But he gave me Make No Sense. Record 2-3 times platinum. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that little nigga was, and he taught me a lot about, you know, every way is not one way. Cause different, you know, like my generation stuff, he's like much younger, and they have a different, they wire different. You know what I'm saying? Like different stuff. He had a lot going on in the street, I guess, too, where he just didn't want everybody around. You know what I'm saying? But he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot. Cause I heard songs by him, but I never was like locked in on him. Like, I ain't going outside today. Like, that's like songs like that. I didn't want to put him in musically in that vein, because that's just not musically how I vibrate. So I kind of gave him something fun. Do something he could, you know, vibe on, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So
What sets them apart and why they succeeded?
you talking about the artist?
Yeah, the artists.
I feel like nothing sets them apart. I feel like they're all the same. I feel like they all had a dream and a goal. I feel like that's what sets them apart. I'm not gonna say from each other, but from the masses. Yeah. You have to have this almost unrealistic thought of yourself. Not unrealistic, but this like unfathomable thought of yourself. Like, yeah, this is gonna happen. I've never seen nobody make it and it was like, I'm gonna try it. I mean, something like that happens, but you don't become 2 Chainz. You don't become Meg Thee Stallion. You don't become Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying? You have to have this unwavering belief in yourself, even when dumb stuff happen, even when weird stuff happen, even when, you know, you feel like you're not doing right. Like, because you say I wasn't doing right by my kids at that point when I wouldn't get a job, like I'm in the studio. Was I not doing right? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but I have this unwavering, unchanging belief that I'm gonna make it. Yeah, that's what sets anybody who's made it to any part of this part of their career. Yeah. Everybody has that story of sacrifice. Illuminati. I'm talking about like real, like I couldn't do this. I couldn't be with my friends. It was nice where my kids suffered, you know, time with dad, or it was my girl suffered time with dad, or with her man. You know, it's just different stuff like that. You know, like I couldn't be with my friends and stuff like that. Like I didn't go to college. Like I get nervous on college campuses right now. I don't know why, bro. When I go to college campuses, like it's a game or my little cousin or something, like they, you know, just be a game. It's just something about the atmosphere. It's like, I've done a lot of things in life. I ain't did this. You know what I'm saying? So I get in there and just be like Shell, I'm the most vibrant person. I'm most outgoing talking, but I don't know why. And I get on a college campus and you see little kids walking around, they just got their book bag, they just got the whole thing. And it's just like, I always wanted to do that, but I never did it. You know what I'm saying? It's something that, you know, still kind of bothers me a little bit that I never did that.
I mean, I think that's human nature to a degree.
Yeah, everybody else be like, Can't look at your house, bro. And they'll be like,
Right? It's like, I mean, you smoking with Snoop Dogg, chill.
Yeah,
but at
right,
the
right.
same time, it's like it's human nature to want what you haven't had or can't have. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Especially
I
when you're
can't.
younger.
I can't have that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get a degree, but that
it's impossible. You're never gonna get
the experience, yeah, I'm not gonna get that.
I get that. What is your favorite part about making music?
Favorite part about making music is it still tripped me out to this day that something in my head, whether it be something I heard before a long time ago, it could be a piano riff from Shirley Temple and I just da-da-da-da and wig it and flip it my own way. It trips me out how something in my head can go from here through the chords to here into my computer, show up on my computer. I do whatever I do to it. He comes rap on it, sing whatever you do. And we make money. It's like, I don't think, like, it's weird. It's like, it's a product, but it's like, the product could be worth anything, depending on who it goes to, where it's at, the time that it's used. Like Apple know, it took them, I don't know how much. I'm gonna make up a number, so it took them $100 to manufacture this computer, right? Say everything inside of it, all the contents that come in this computer. We're gonna mark up and sell for profit. We're gonna charge you $800, $900. Right? It's like, it's tangible. It's like there. It's right there. You can touch it. You can see it. But music is like, I got paid because people heard this. It kind of throw me off still. Like, still to this day, like, I get paid because people heard it and enjoyed themselves. Like entertainment, like that's the part about music. Like, I'll come across like, cause it's been 9 years since Big Amount came out now. Imagine a kid that's graduating high school and it's the hottest song on the planet. Imagine the kids graduating college and it's the hottest song on the planet. Or Chris Brown Heat, like I did with Chris Brown and Gunna. That song's been playing at weddings. I'm a part of like a part of me and what I did is like the soundtrack to people's lives. Like it's time stamping. I remember, it's certain songs that I remember. You just asked me what song and I said Cam and Mace. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like, when I heard this, and I lead a lot of people, like, bro, and it be producers too, like, bro, I remember where I was, bro. Shout out G40, bro. He was like, bro, I just got to fucking college, bro. And I remember like that Big Amount song came on. Dude, the party went crazy. I got laid that night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he experienced, like his experiences is like, bro, you don't know how much you affected my life, like by making a good time. And for me, that was like, let's say Zaytoven. Like Zaytoven, me and my boy used to ride around that. Every time Gucci was about to drop a tape, we was like religious. We would match our Swisher blunts, be sitting in the car in the cut in Carriage Point over there on the east side. And just like, I was that young, we first started getting fucking weed thing. But it's just like, it was a time, he timestamped, you know what I'm saying? Travis Porter tastes like a timestamp, like different things. Yeah, and I think that's the connection with the universe. Like music, I feel like that's how I connect with the universe. Like, if you don't know my face, you know Buddah Bless this beat, and you know the chords that follow that. You know what I'm saying? For whatever timestamp belongs to you, you might, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I like, how much I get to be in people's homes, be a part of people's workout plans, be in people's, the part of your Thanksgivings, part of your Christmases, part of your parties, your part of your weddings. Like, I think that's the most, best part.
Yeah, man, your catalog and legacy is gonna outlive you.
Yeah,
it's gonna outlive you. Like, long way into the future, people are gonna look back on the music you made, and honestly, it's gonna hit even harder because of nostalgia.
Yeah,
nostalgia's gonna be. I remember how it was back then. Before whatever happens in the future, who knows what's gonna happen? Before the war.
right.
So that's like you said, it's you can't touch it. Like, music is it's something you can't touch, but we all understand.
Rick James is gone and gone. R.I.P. But I still hear don. Boom, boom, boom. Nicki Minaj took it #1 again. You know what I'm saying?
2072, people are gonna look at like Migos as like
Right.
classic, more
Right.
classic hip hop.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Who
right.
knows what hip hop sound like in 2070?
Right.
But it's gonna be a sample.
How they used to, let's say my uncles revered like to the Locks and Dipset and Jay-Z and G. You know how they looked at that. How he rock him to the point where, let's say for my uncle's birthday, I know this is a little off topic, but for my uncle's birthday, right, my Uncle Joe and my Uncle Charles, they twins. They look just alike. It's talking about the nostalgia in music is timeless, or that timestamp. It's time, like, I booked Rakim for their birthday. I booked Rakim. Had him in Atlanta. He had to take the train or like drive or something because he don't like flying. I booked Rakim. He came down and he performed like that was my mom's favorite rapper.
Were they lose their minds?
They fucking mind. They like, yo, what?
Yeah. What is a studio moment that you'll never forget?
One time I went to Arizona because my kids, like my sons, they stay in Arizona. Like that's where she moved to make whatever she had to happen. Dolph is having a concert. I go to the concert, right? This is my son's first concert. Dolph ended up with me on the plane. Like literally, it's like the last person on the plane was Dolph, and like we both at the back of the plane. He came and sat. He like, bro, what's up? I was like, what's up? Because he was I think out there is like they festival called Pot of Gold. So I went to the story have two parts to it. But I went to took my son to the concert. That was cool. Came back to the house. I seen that Kodak was out there. And it's like working in Arizona. And for me, Arizona is just like no man's land. Like I couldn't work in Arizona, but he was working in Arizona. So I hit them up, Derek, his engineer. I'm like, yo, y'all out here in Arizona. I'm out here. Let's go work. He's like, cool. And I was like, yo, I got my little man with me. He like Kodak. He think that'd be cool if he came pulled up. It's like, yeah. At this time, my son is 14. He's like 11, like 10, 11 maybe. So my son comes to the studio. Hey, what's up, Yak? What's up? Like he's just like he putting on the cool. Like, what's up? Like, and every time Yak was going back and forth, like he would dap him up again. I'm like, bro, stop touching this man's hand. That's enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Yak was writing to the beat, and my son was in there, and they told him every time the beat stopped, just press space bar. So you know how you start the beat over real simple stuff, right? But my son is in there. He just like, I'm watching him like geek out almost like, I'm in the studio with Kodak. Like I'm doing something. Stop. He was on point. Every time it stopped, he pressing the button. And that was cool because it's like, it just make his word a little more, it just make the impossible things a little more real to be an artist to an artist, two artists in one day. Literally, that was one day. You know what I'm saying? Be that close to that. And when the album came out, they gave him an engineer credit for doing that. My son, Tyron Douglas Jr. They gave him an engineer credit. Like he got a plaque with his name. I got to order that. I just thought about that. I got to order him his little plaque for pushing space bar.
Hey, he was in the room.
He was there. He part of the creative process. You know what I'm saying? They gave him, shout out Kodak and Derek. They was like, yeah, give a little man engineer credit. People like, nah, hold on, man. Nah, they gave him an engineer credit on that.
That's cool. Yeah. What's got you excited about the future?
My son keeps me excited because he's 14, he's in 9th grade now. Like the type of music he listened to, like I don't always get it until I take him to a concert, and then you look around and you see like, oh, I'm missing something. Like Dad, Yeat's hard. Like Yeat is hard, Dad. He hard. I'm like, Yeat, who's Yeat? Like just back in the day, like I know Yeat now, or relatively early.
Back in the day is hilarious, referring to Yeat.
Yeah.
Because that was like 4 years ago.
Not even 4 years ago. I'm talking about, back in the day is crazy. But when he first came out, like the year to him being out, my son is like, Dad, Yeat is better than Future. I was like, yo, You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, who is this kid? You know what I'm saying? I didn't listen to him. I didn't understand it. Took him to a Yeet concert out there in Arizona. Put him in the pit. We was in the pit too. I was in the pit with him. Man, these kids and people was going so crazy. And it kind of brought me back to my NBA Youngboy moment, like, cause I didn't understand him immediately. That's like, bro, music, you gotta be like this. I feel like that's why Kanye West is the best producer ever. Like, shout out Dre, shout out Tim, shout out all the producers, but Kanye West is the best. He's the best, and what makes him the best is he's so in tune. He just did an interview and said something about Laser Dim. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, the Dave Blunts dude, like he talking to them, like he like, but his daughter is putting him on it, like Miles, his daughter, the stuff that his daughter listened to. You know what I'm saying? So but that's like me with my son, like
Keep you hip.
they keep me hip, like you know what I'm saying. I ain't OG, I ain't old yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there to where I can't get it or understand. But also now he make beats. You know what I'm saying? So seeing just how he cater, like what he caters to, like he catering to his room. That's how I was catering to the room at the time. He's like, he got his friends and they all Destroy Lonely. Playboy Cardi is not from Earth to them. Like he's just this Cardi, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just, I'm excited for music. I'm never gonna be one of those people like, oh, what these young kids doing, what they doing, and that's how you get stuck. That's how you never grow. I feel like that's why Kanye West can still make Billboard #1 hits 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like he produced in like 3 different eras. Like Dre did too. But Dre did his way. I felt like he like did his sound. I don't feel like he took other sounds and
moved the needle.
Yeah, like brought light to other things. Like, cause Kanye West would take a whole beat that you did. Send me the files. I'm bass strings on it. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
I feel you.
It's like
Visionary.
Yeah, visionary.
Yeah,
and that's where I want to, and that's what made me excited for music. I want to take, you know what I'm saying? Like him, Lil Tag, my little cousin, taking the music that they love and stuff they do. I don't always got to make the beat. I got the relationships. I got the room. I can bring a choir in and add, or I could bring the best synth player, like to you know what I'm saying? Make it, you know what I'm saying? Like be like Kanye and be like a visionary instead of just, I gotta tinkle on the keys all the time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just taking these new bright ideas and, bringing it into light.
Yeah, I feel you.
Bring it mainstream.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't ask this earlier, but real quick, just like you said, Kanye's #1. Who are some other like really important producers that influenced your sound?
Kanye, Havoc from Mobb Deep, he made beats. My Uncle Joe and them, of course. High Tech, Swiss Dre, of course. I can't not. I'm gonna keep putting Dre in there. Timbaland, oh my God, Timbaland for sure. It's just like, it was Timbaland because he used to do like, he used the cricket as a hi-hat.
Oh, bro's in a.
It's like,
Bro's on a different wavelength.
Yeah.
It's funny. We just did an episode with Danger in Miami, and he was explaining how he and their mixing engineer, how they had this room and they called it the junkyard, and bro just had an entire room, right, mic'd up. And there's just stuff all over the place. There's rakes and there's pebbles and there's a bucket of rocks and then there's obviously some drums, but there's just stuff. And it's all mic'd up and going into the SSL room, and it's just like everywhere. So that way he can just go in, find something, make something happen with it, and then they're like, "Yo, track that, get that down."
Yeah,
Which I'm like, that's
and
just.
He throw drums behind. He throwing
He'll make
full
it
production.
Exactly. Yeah. And so yeah, bro's on a completely different level.
Yeah, like Timbo was just trying stuff. Like even times I just, and how can I forget? I gotta put Ye over there, but for real, man.
Oh yeah, of course. This isn't in any order. I'm just saying people who influence you. You know what I'm saying?
But Pharrell's is like, Pharrell kind of like taught me how to keep the money. Because they were playing that. There were no samples. That's not too many Pharrell records I heard with samples on.
So you have a bunch of 100%ers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Big
makes
amount. I made the whole beat.
And that's a dying art.
I made the whole beat. Out West, I made the whole beat. Meg Don't Stop, I made the whole beat. The song we about to do, Need It, I sampled it, but I made it over, but I did the whole beat. But it comes from like, cause my uncles was even like doing that. They used to like sample, like they New York. Do you know how? But it's an art to sharpen the sample too.
That too.
My uncles used to be like, they would have a sample, right? And they was like, go play something that goes with this. Like, go play something on top of it. Just play, just do a lot of stuff. And then they would pull the sample out and then go tweak what I did. You know what I'm saying? So now we using your stuff as a sample. Now we chopping what you did. Yeah. Not jacking their chords, it's just playing different stuff that goes in the same vein or same key scale or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But that also taught me how to, it was like, man, you gonna save a lot of money doing that, but you don't have to pay, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's, yeah, like I never, it's probably like one hit record I had where I had a co-producer. One hit record is a co-producer and one hit record is a sample. No. Need It is a sample and BBL with Migos is a sample. I don't like, I used to like walk around strutting my chest about it. Oh, I made this by myself. And that's not to, I don't want to say that to like, cause like collaboration is key. It's a good key. If you don't have to do it, you don't. Like, that's what I'm more into now. Like, cause, you know, you got to evolve and you're not evolving, staying just looking at what you did or what you know what I'm saying? You got to evolve listening to other new things that's coming out. Like, cause I had a real soul sound, right? Real soul, like soulful. Like, I use keys, I use pianos. Like, they sound like that. Benny X came and changed the whole game. He's synth, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's synth based. Like, he's real like Moog, like synth based. So it's like, okay, boom. Now, you don't got to do what he do. I'm pretty sure he would tell you, don't do what I do. But it's just hearing like new sounds, like different things. It might be like a techno mixed with hip hop or a dark, you know, it's different things you can do.
Last question is, let's go into, like you said, before you do the song, you said you got to go and give the backstory and the context of Need It.
Oh, yep, Need It. So one of my favorite albums, people say Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent is better than The Massacre by 50 Cent. I have a hard time deciphering which one is better. I have this thing where I'm gonna work with 50 Cent. That's gonna happen. I'm gonna work with 50 Cent, right? Like, what's getting 50 attention right now? I'm seeing the Pop Smoke. I'm seeing, you know, Pop Smoke did the mini man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, he showing homage. You paying homage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you putting a big star on, you know, one of his cuts. That's keeping his catalog alive. That's keeping his name alive, his relevance, the things he did in his time, you know, it's keeping that alive. And so I was like, I was flipping through my keyboard and it was his guitar and it sounded like one of his songs, like the guitar in it kind of sounded like one of the songs he did. So, and it was called, it's Get in My Car. It's track number 9 on The Massacre. And so I already had the guitar there. I didn't like try to play it to not have to clear the master. I did that because the guitar I had just sounded like it. Y'all gonna see when I make it with it, you know, but it just sounded like it. So I just started playing it. You know, I play everything anyway. And another thing I didn't want to do, I didn't want to have to manipulate the drums off of there. Because back then they didn't have the Fruity Loops stem separator where you could take, they didn't have that. So I just, you know, I'm playing it, you know, so I can be able to manipulate everything how I need to. So I sent it to Youngboy originally because I'm like, if I get 50 in the Youngboy record, that's crazy. But when Youngboy pulled it up, he was with Offset, you know, obviously recognizing my work with them. That makes sense. Like, oh, I got some beats from Buddah. They came together and do that. So now you got the 3-generation bridge. Like, you got 50, you got Migos, and then you got Youngboy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this record has a lot of different layers to it. A lot of people recognize it. Like you go on Need It and it'd be like, or you go on 50 Cent and Get in My Car. Like if you go on YouTube, you know, in the comments, it'd be like, Migos and Youngboy Need It brought me here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's like, I do remember that song. And shout out High Tech too, because on the publishing side, I was like, not about to eat very much. You know what I'm saying? But I called him. I found a way to get to him because like the sample, I was like, hey, yo, bro, I sampled one of your joints from back in the day. I got Migos and Youngboy on it. It's going to be big. I put this whole record together, right? Show some love, big bro. They got me at the, he just laughed like, yeah, all right, cool. Like, he was just happy that, cause he make me like, his kids is like liking Migos and Youngboy, but he's not producing for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he rich, he got his bread, he got his money other places and stuff like that. It's not solely on production right now. But he likes that, like, he get the, see, told you, I don't know y'all out there had this, man. You know what I'm saying? That's his moment. That's all he like. Okay, he was never like crazy about the money or percentages. He was like, yeah, I'll tell him give you an extra 6-7%. You know, that meant a lot. And like for what I wasn't getting where I was getting, that meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't think twice. It wasn't no long conversation. And he was like, bro, I appreciate you for paying, like, you know, you calling me. I said, hey, bro, I respect you, bro. I even went to him, like, asking him, like, bro, when you made 50 Cent best friend, was that a guitar or a voice chop? Like, I started just, like, asking him things I always wanted to ask him. But he just showed a lot of love. And, like, so that record meant a lot to me because he one of the producers that influenced me a lot, you know. Shout out High Tech. And he just, when I asked him that, he was like, yeah, I got you.
That's cool.
Yeah. He was like, wow. See, he kind of wanted me. He was like, bro, I got the stems for the original sample if you want to go do it. He like wanted to hear.
Dang.
Yeah, and it was like, I wanted to use it, but I wasn't finna throw the song. Like, you know how these young cats are. They get demo-itis, and how they hear it is how they want it. So if you change it, it's kind of like they start feeling funny about the record. What up, it's Buddah Bless. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. In the TmrO segment interview, shout out Cannon, shout out Generation Now. We out there.